Good day. This is Tracy Davis with the 5-Minute Faith Focus. Today we're going to be covering Proverbs Chapter 4. Today is July 4th, 2017. And I would like to say Happy Independence Day to you guys. And also a big shout out to my oldest brother, Tony. Happy birthday, big bro. I love you. So we're going to go ahead and get started with chapter 4. Solomon has 3 points that we're going to look at today. The first one we're going to talk about is how the father is telling the son, and not only the son now, but his children. Okay, and sometimes when you read the Bible, when talking about children, it's really talking about all of those are in the fold of God. Okay, all those who are children of God. Okay, so. So we're going to read it. It says, hear my children, the instruction of a father, and give attention to know understanding, for I give you good doctrine. Do not forsake my law. Now, Solomon is known as the wisest person who ever lived. Okay, and so and listen to what he's saying. Now, this gives a reference scripture back to Psalm 34:11, when David taught Solomon about fearing the Lord and listening to his commands. And what happened is that when you're teaching your children and you're sharing things with them, okay, you're giving them that wisdom, that knowledge, that instruction. So for in the future sense, not only for that child, but also for your grandchildren. So you have to make sure that what you're speaking, okay, it's going to be passed down to other generations. Not only what you're speaking, but what you're doing. Kids are very impressionable, and they're going to mimic and mock everything that they hear, see, or see someone else is doing. Okay, so make sure you're being a good example for the children around you. Now it says, for I give you a good doctrine, do not forsake my law. When I was my father's son, tender and the only one in the side of my mother, he also taught me and said to me, let your heart retain my words. Keep my commands and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forsake, nor turn away from the words of my mouth. And whenever you read scripture, and when the scripture starts off with a verb, it's an imperative verb. Okay, it's an imperative, and so it's an imperative sentence. An imperative sentence, it gives a command. Like if I say stop, okay, that's a command. I'm telling you something to do, and so he's telling them keep the commands, telling us keep commands, get the wisdom, get understanding. Those are commands that we have to follow, things we need to do. Do not forget nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, she will preserve you. Love her and she will keep you. Here it is, loving wisdom. If we don't love wisdom, okay, then the opposite of wisdom is foolishness. And so when we don't love wisdom, we don't cherish wisdom, then that's when we become fools. Okay, that's when we start going off into a different path and everything like that. Then it says, I love this right here. It says, wisdom is a principal thing. That's the main thing. Therefore, get wisdom. But listen what he says, and in all you're getting of wisdom, get the understanding. So not only are you getting wisdom, but you need to understand what is going on in and around you. Okay, so you're taking everything in, but you also need to make sure you're taking in that understanding. Okay, exalt her and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. She will place on your head an ornament of grace. Okay, a crown of glory. She will deliver you. A crown of glory she will deliver to you. So these are all some of the benefits that we receive when we getting that wisdom. Listen, line 10. Hear my son and receive my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. I have taught you in the way of wisdom. I have led you in right paths. When you walk, your steps will not be hindered, and when you run, you will not stumble. Guys, it is so important for us to remember what we have learned. Okay, it's so essential for us to remember what we have learned and to watch where we're walking. Take firm hold in 13. It says of instruction. Do not let go. Keep her, for she is your life. Okay. And now if you notice, it seems like Solomon is continuing to repeat himself. He's been saying the same thing since chapter 1. And so, and this reminds me that, hey, listen, hello, parents, continue to talk to your children. Do not say, oh, well, I taught them this. Well, no, you have to continue to instill in them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because when you stop talking, the devil never stops. He's going to continue to stop, and he's going to continue to put people, negative influences in and around your children to drive them farther and farther away from God and farther away from you. Okay, so you have to continue to talk to your children, because Satan, I guarantee you, he's not shutting up. Okay, so now we get in the second segment about avoiding the wicked. Do not enter the path of the wicked, and do not walk in the way of evil. Avoid it. Do not travel on it. Turn away from it and pass on, for they do not sleep unless they have done evil, and their sleep is taken away unless they make someone fall. You have some people that, I mean, you can go walk in any neighborhood that you're in the street, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you see people hanging out. You really do see people hanging out, looking for a victim. Okay, looking to be able to cause some hurt and harm to people. Okay, so now he's saying that avoid that. You know, your children prize possessions, and I can't keep I'm keep telling, just like Solomon, I'm keep saying the same thing about how impressionable your children are. And another thing is that, you know, a lot of kids, they go to these sleepovers and stuff like that. You have to mind where your children are going. Because, you know, the kid could be nice. His friend or her friend could be very nice kids, but you don't even know anything about their parents, because some of these parents have not an ounce of God, not an ounce of conscience, and they will turn your kids out. Okay, and so you wonder why your kids acting such and such. Well, you need to make sure you're minding where they lay their head. Okay, and they're not in your fold, if they're not in your home, okay, you need to make sure you mind where they're going. Okay, just a word from the wise. And then it says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, but the path of the just is like the shining sun. And this is what he's telling. He said, this is the way of the wicked. They live a dark life. They don't love the light. Now, you have some criminals are getting big and bold, and they're robbing and killing people in broad daylight because no conscience. Okay, but for the most part, you know, they love the darkness. They love being in the night, so that their deeds are not evident and not shown. But the just, the righteous, hey, we like the shining sun. We like the broad daylight. We like to hang out in the light. Okay, we don't have anything to hide. That shines even brighter into the perfect day. The way of the wicked is like darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. My son, give attention to my words. Incline your ear to my sayings. Do not let them depart from your eyes. Keep them in the midst of your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and health to all your flesh. And now notice this imagery again, including the senses, with the ears, the eyes, and now the flesh, the heart. Okay, these are things that you need to make sure, we need to make sure that we're minding and giving attention to. Okay, and then our last point is going to be about keeping your heart. So important. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Put away from you a deceitful mouth, and put perverse lips far from you. Let your eyes look straight ahead, and your eyelids look right before you. Ponder the path of your feet, and let all your ways be established. Do not turn to the right or the left. Remove your foot from evil. Guys, and this is what he's saying. You know, it just reminded me of what Jesus said, that it's not what's inside of a man that defiles a man. It's what comes out of the man. Because out of the man brings forth what? Fornication, adultery, licentiousness, murders, envy, strife, jealousies. All these things come from the heart. And so in even profane words and vulgarity, never in my life have I ever witnessed such vulgar people with that F word. And they just use it just like you saying hi. You know, everything is F word, F word, F word. But they don't realize that they're cursing themselves. And that's what I like to tell young people. You know, whatever what's coming out of your mouth, that stems from your heart. So whatever's in your heart is going to come out through your mouth, through your actions. Mind what you say, because you're cursing yourself. You're cursing yourself and you don't even know it. And then what it's saying right here, let your eyes look straight ahead. Do not look to the right or the left. Stay focused. If you want to stay on this road of faith, you have to maintain your focus. Remind me of Jesus and Peter. Peter saw Jesus walking on the water. Lord, can I come? Yes, come. Okay, Peter walking on the water. Okay, but what ended up happening? He saw the waves. He turned to the right, turned to the left, he saw the waves, and what? He took his focus off, and then that he lost his focus, he lost his faith, and he began to fall. And that's what's going to happen to each and every one of us when we lose focus. Our faith falls, and so do us. So keep your focus, then you keep your faith, and it will keep you from falling. That's chapter 4 in Proverbs. I hope you enjoyed. Lord's willing, we'll be in chapter 5 on tomorrow. Again, have a blessed, happy Independence Day. And please be careful out there, guys. There's a lot of things going on in and around us. And so just be vigilant and stay watchful and prayerful. I love you. See you later. God bless. Oh, I didn't turn it on. Oh, that's a blooper. But look, I'm not redoing the video. But anyway.